Hi everyone, welcome. Today is April's Q&A and thank you again to all of you who have asked me questions on my IG stories. If you want to ask me questions for May's Q&A, please do follow me on my Instagram. That's where I usually post a request for questions. And yes, if you're wondering why I don't have any makeup on and I look a little bit crappy, is because I just didn't feel like putting any makeup on. I decided that there was just too much pressure to do this video. I was sitting here procrastinating like, oh my gosh, I gotta put my face on, tie my hair up and all that. And I was delaying this video. So no, I'm just gonna do this video with a cup of coffee right here and have a chat with all of you because we have quite a few questions. So let's get straight into it. Starting off from Chris_Tan1111. This is a question that I missed out last month. Which country you would like to visit after the travel restrictions are over? Any particular season? So I am definitely a springtime, summer girl, maybe autumn, not winter. And the first country that I want to visit, of course, is to see my family. So we are planning to go America sometime this year. Flights are still very, very expensive. So yeah, we're still looking for a good date to go. There's still some travel restrictions, I think, if we were to transit in certain areas. So I'm not really sure and clear on all of those restrictions. But yes, the first place that I do want to visit is America to see my family. Next from Shabby Sonia 89. What do you think about the vintage LV Papillon bag in size 26? Is it considered a classic and timeless? Let me Google that, okay? I'm looking at it at my computer and it's very, very classic. It's very timeless. It's one of those shapes that I feel like most luxury houses have some form or the other. And you can't go wrong with this kind of like cute bolster size, bolster shape kind of bag, which sort of works as a, going out bag, can also work as a traveling bag, work bag as well. I think it's definitely very, very classic. Cool Babe 1992. Most functional luxury bag for newborn moms. Oh man, I'm gonna be so boring. And I'm gonna just say the Neverfull, the LV Neverfull is a very, very functional, good bag for moms because I think you need to carry quite a lot of things. You need to carry your, diapers, towels, food, extra bottles for milk, all kinds of things, wet paper tissue, extra clothing, beeps. I think the Neverfull, and probably could be the GM size, is very suitable for that. If you're concerned with the opening, because it's opened, right? Then you might want to look at maybe like the ones from Longchamp. It's lightweight, it is made of that wipeable material. If you get spills on it and doesn't cause a bomb, would also be a very good bag. And I know I'm using totes so like typical, but really, I have so many friends who, buy more expensive luxury bags and they end up not using it because they say, oh, we've got dirty diapers and things like, water might spill out. You don't want to get that kind of thing onto your expensive handbag. Sarah May X, you have two questions. Backpack recommendations to double as a diaper bag. Oh my gosh. I'm not a mom, but I have seen the amount of things that most parents have to carry out every time they go out, toys and all including. And one of the things that I can just imagine with carrying all of those things as well is the amount of weight. So if I were to get a bag for diapers or even for other things as well, as a new mom, I want my bag to be super, super lightweight with lots and lots of pockets. So in my head, a good backpack would be something from Kipling, from Longchamp. I think they also make backpacks. And those brands that have that nylon, wipeable, lightweight material. Another brand, Kipling. I think Kipling is a really good mom brand because I used to have not a backpack, but like a bag from Kipling. And it has so many pockets. Pockets at the front, pocket at the side, zip here in a pocket. It was such a good traveling bag and it's that kind of wipeable, lightweight, weighs practically nothing material. So they do make backpacks as well. Another brand that maybe is not luxury, I don't think you're asking for luxury, but the Spot Sack will also be another really good brand. Your other questions, what do you think about the Chanel 22 bag? I don't think about it. It's I know it's quite popular. It's one of those Instagrammable bags right now, and obviously with all the marketing, but it's quite simple looking. I remember Gucci creating one several years ago and I made fun of it because it's one of those bags that I imagine people getting when they go for marathons. You know, they give you that backpack and you sort of like zip it this way, scrunch it in. It looks like that. It's a very expensive, you know, college girl kind of bag that you just got a lot of money, you don't know where to spend it on. Oh my gosh. If some of you like this bag, go ahead. It's not for me. Underscore from Marty, you have 2 questions. Have you ever considered the CDC ring? I'm in love with it. Yes, I have. It was one of the first 2 rings that I looked at from Hermes. Even my essay introduced it to me. But I ended up going with the Shandong ring, which has a little bit of diamonds. Maybe because I was looking for a flat ring, something that was a little bit like the Cartier Love ring, but not really the Cartier Love ring. And I kind of like a little bit of sparkle, so the diamonds look a little bit more interesting. So I went with that, but I would buy the CDC ring in the future. How do you keep a healthy attitude towards body image being immersed in the fitness industry? Ooh, interesting question. I know it's such a cliche to say this, but being older definitely helps. I used to have such a terrible body image when I was younger that led me down a very destructive path for my own body. I was anorexic, bulimic for 10 years, and I was also into fitness that time. But yeah, you know, the kind of unhealthy images that I would see on magazines and very destructive and competitive with myself was not healthy. But you know, somehow I decided to love myself a little bit more and thinking that, you know, there's more to life. So I guess that's how I maintain a healthy image for myself as well, because I think I started to just love myself and started to not be so obsessed about comparing. When you're younger, you tend to do that more, you know, with school and competition and all of that. It does add an element of comparison in your head. So to kind of work on that healthy body image is not to compare, just be at peace. I know it's easier to say it and it's really, really hard to practice. And there are days that I just will analyze my whole image and say, oh my gosh, you know, when I wear my tights and a little bit of like fat just squeezes out from under my butt and I see cellulite, I'm not immune to, you know, the kind of orange peel. I've got tons of it and I wear shorts. I just try not to be obsessed about it and be happy. It's really difficult because, you know, when I look at a very gorgeous girl walking past and I'm like, whoa, legs. And I'm like, oh man, if only I could. You know, it's so natural and almost automatic to compare, but I sort of try not to dwell on it too much. Just to summarize this healthy body image, a lot of it is in our head. We are our own enemy, and to maintain a healthy image is really in your head. What is acceptable for you? And being able to accept that is your baseline and you should be happy with it. So it's really up here that keeps me going. One of the biggest lessons I've taken away as being an instructor is that we're just human and we're not put up there as a pedestal to look the best all the time. There's so much pressure for that. And being human means accepting our flaws. Even as an instructor, you know, there are good days, there are bad days, there are days I just feel like crap. But at least being human is to be able to try, and if there's a bad day, I'll try a little less. If there's a good day, I push a little better. So I feel like that daily evolution, or that daily reminder that, you know, it's okay, you're just human, is very, very healthy. And yeah, it's just very, very healthy. Okay, Daniel Melbourne, once travel normalizes, are there any places you are most keen to travel regarding visits and new destinations? So like I said earlier when I was answering Chris, one of it is definitely to visit family. But other than that, new destinations, I'm kind of like a creature of habit. I like to visit places that I enjoy and I know it's going to be, you know, a good trip, right? I don't have to like adjust for any unforeseen circumstances, especially today, right, with COVID and everything. But one of the places that I would love to visit again is Japan and Australia, to visit my friend. But yeah, I know I'm such a creature of habit. But let's say if a totally different destination, like new to me, is Turkey. Next, from Alex Vendixhaman. I'm so sorry, I'm butchering your name. Alex. Kelly 28, Epsom or Togo. Wear and tear so far on your Kelly and Birkin. So if I were to go with a Kelly 28, I would go with Epsom, because Kelly 28 is a slightly larger bag. And though Epsom will look larger, over time, it won't be so slouchy. I had a Kelly 32 and in Togo, and I found that because Togo will get softer over time, the bag does get a little floppy, a little difficult, more difficult, actually not a little, more difficult to open and close and just manage. It just looks very, very soft and, you know, kind of floppy. So I would go with Epsom. Wear and tear on my Kelly and Birkin. So far, so good. No wear, no tear. For my Birkin, my Togo, I wouldn't say that I've used it enough to put a lot of wear and tear on it. No scratches, no slouching whatsoever. Obviously, the hardware, I've taken the stickers off, so there are that scratches from opening and closing, which, you know, it's to be expected. adjd.td, if money and availability was no object, would you go for an exotic H bag? If so, what bag and what leather? Wow. For sure, I would go for an exotic H bag. Definitely, I would go for a Birkin in croc, in one of those green, like emerald green, maybe like vert jade, or no, maybe not vert jade. Do they come in vert jade, like an emerald vert? Is there a vert emerald? TCA Best 129, I texted my essay for a quota bag and got no reply back, but she saw it. What to do? This is a tough question, and I experience it all the time when I text my essay to say, ooh, do you think I can get a quota bag? And my essayist just read it, total ignores me. Nothing. There's nothing you can do, and probably nothing that she can do as well. Maybe she's trying at the back, or maybe it's not time yet. Did you just get a quota bag? You know, things like that. And rather than give you some kind of, you know, airy-fairy answer, she'll just leave you hanging. So what I would do is just let it slide and let it be. You know, they're not bound to us to give us an answer, and they probably know we're just trying our luck. So I wouldn't push her. Maybe give it a while more and ask again, you know, find a way to poke again. But yeah, I wouldn't like, okay, did you didn't reply, just don't do that. Kimia92, you have 2 questions. Have you considered VCA jewelry, or maybe it doesn't fit your personality or lifestyle? I have. I considered the VCA guilloche pendant or the bracelet, and I would have bought it if it was in stock. But now that it's out of stock and it's practically impossible to get, or just the wait is really long, I'm sort of like kind of over it. But that would be one I would consider. I wouldn't consider any of the rest because of my lifestyle. I'm constantly, you know, in the gym, and I really dislike removing my jewelry, taking it off, taking it on, putting it on, and I just don't like it. I actually wear my earrings all the time, I wear my bracelets all the time, so for me, solid gold or at least a solid metal is preferred. Are you considering the small love bracelet in white gold with diamantes? I was, and I wouldn't say I wouldn't buy it in the future, but at the moment, I feel like I'm at peace with my stack. Honestly, I haven't worn my JUC for a while, and not because I don't love it anymore. It's because of my lifestyle. I have been doing a little bit more classes, teaching a lot more, and I find that, you know, when I teach my class, it's constantly moving up and down from my hand, and I wear my wrist guard. I find that it leaves a mark. So at the moment, because of my lifestyle, I just haven't been stacking my hand jewelry and my, you know, bracelets very much. This is constantly on my hand just because it's so difficult to take in and out of. But yeah, that kind of reminded me that I haven't actually worn my JUC in a while, and I should start wearing it again. VVStar_1. If you won 1 million lottery, which bag would you buy first? Oh my gosh, if I won $1 million in lottery, I want to say walk straight to Hermes and just buy a bag, but because it's practically impossible, I think I will walk into Chanel and buy myself another classic flat, just because I can. And well, I know the stock is a little bit more limited, but yeah, heck, I'm gonna walk into Chanel and just buy a couple of bags, just any bag. I preferably a classic flat if they have one in stock. And you know what I would buy? I would buy a white classic flat. Yeah, I think I'll do that because I can never spend my own hard-earned money on a white bag just because of the fear. But if I won the lottery, why not? Mock_IE. What do you think of the Dior saddlebag? Girl, I don't think you've been following me for a while. The Dior saddlebag looks like a liver to me, and I've mentioned this in several videos. It's not one of my favorite bags for sure. The LYNTPL. What Hermes orange colors do you prefer? Oh, I prefer the orange to have a little bit more red in it. So the color that I was very drawn to when I actually had a bag with that color is the color Capucine. It's a more orangey red, leaning more orange, but more of that like fiery, burnt orange. That's the kind of orange that I would like in a bag. Would you consider mustard and orange? I guess you could, right? But it has that yellowness to it, which I kind of like as well. So yeah, I would go with mustard as well. Chihuahua, when are you traveling? I am traveling right now. I have begun my travels. I don't think I will be doing weekly travels again just because of all the PCR tests. I don't want to incur the additional weekly cost, but I am planning to travel every 2, maybe 3 weeks. And as it gets easier and easier and the flight tickets hopefully kind of readjust again, yeah, I'm going to increase my traveling more. Jessica Lim, Mrs. Nguyen. Hi Kat, thanks for all the great content. Love your videos. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I apologize for this couple of weeks. I have been busy with work, and yeah, maybe I'm just having a little bit of a downtime, so I'm not pushing out as much content, but I will get back into it. Iwi Raj, I hope I'm saying that right. Hi, how old are you? Greetings from Germany. I am 40 this year. Pochette Pearl, favorite food places in Singapore. Ooh, I'm not a very adventurous person when it comes to eating in Singapore. I am a creature of habit, just like my travels. If I like one place, I just eat there again and again and again. Some of the places that I find myself enjoying if I want to have a treat, one of it is Porky in Tiong Bahru. I love to go there for the pork ribs, and you know, they're pretty like local food. I like that. Katong and Juchet is another area in Singapore that has a lot of good food. I just cannot name any store there, but most of the stalls that I've gone to, I think it's in Juchet, there is one Vietnamese stall there that's really good. I just cannot remember the name right now. I also like to eat the chili crab at Jumbo Seafood. I know it's very touristy and probably the locals are like, oh my gosh, who goes to Jumbo? But their Jumbo, you know, the chili crab is pretty good. I like Melbourne as well, which is also a very local. The Melbourne in Ang Mo Kio, they also make really good chili crabs. There's one place in Geylang that has the fried bihun, like burnt bihun. It's called Aming's Seafood. I think that's the name, Aming's Seafood in Geylang. It's really, really nice as well. Wow, I'm trying to remember them, but yeah, those are the few that I can remember right now. Ozar Smita Zaira. I'm confused between the Chanel Large and Maxi. Oh, okay. So the Chanel Large is what they call Jumbo, which, you know, it's basically as big as a Speedy 30 in terms of its length. And then the Maxi, that's like really, really big. I don't even know if they make the Maxi anymore. Winter Suit Bag Collection 2022. Oh my gosh. Yes, I need to do a bag collection. I don't have that many bags left in my collection. I mentioned I think I've only 14 luxury bags right now, 2 of which are retired. But yeah, I could definitely do a luxury handbag collection. Where did my sanity go? What is your favorite eyeshadow product at the moment? Oh, okay, I have it here. And I actually brought it back for my traveling. It is my favorite right now because it's so easy. It is the Giraffe Eye Quartet from Chantecaille. I just brought a few pieces of my, my makeup bag, thinking I was to do makeup this morning, but I didn't. But yeah, I've been using this a lot. So this is my favorite palette at the moment. Stella_KP. Do your parents know the real prices of your bags? Mine don't. Oh my gosh, my mom and my dad would disown me if they knew how much some of my bags cost. My mom probably knows and guesses they cost a lot of money, like thousands, but definitely not in the number that they actually are. So no, they don't. And I'm gonna keep it that way because no. I love my mom and I love my dad and I don't want them to disown me. Mama Dinosaur, your next Hermes bag. Oh my gosh, that's a really good question. I have now my Birkin and my Kelly, and I'm thinking of asking for my next quota bag for the end of the year. Hopefully not next year because from 1st of January 2023, Singapore will have an increased GST. I really don't want to pay that extra 1%, but if I have to, no choice lah, huh? Anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking I want to ask for a Birkin 25 Cellier or maybe another Kelly 25. Maybe in some kind of different leather, but definitely Cellier. LWQV, you have 2 questions. Are Oran sandals worth it? I think they're worth it if you wear them like I do. I have 2 pairs and those are the only 2 pairs of slippers, sandals that I wear every single day. I don't have any like everyday walking sandals anymore. I wear them to the market, to go out, to work sometimes as well. I just wear my Orans so much. So for me, they are worth it. Are they the best and most comfortable shoes? Honestly, no. They're very flat, so I find that if I walk too long in them, like really too long, like 8 hours, my feet does get a little tired. But I'm not sure if that's just because of the length of time that I'm on my feet or the shoes. But yeah, if you have like, tired feet, like your feet do get tired quite quickly, then the Orans are not the best because they don't have a lot of support. Your other question, any jewelry pieces on your radar currently? The answer is no, not really. I am looking at some to add for my pre-spend, obviously, but it's not something that I'm eyeing. I am considering custom making my own ring for my 40th. Something that I'm tossing up. There is this shop called Madly in Singapore, which I follow their Instagram and I do quite like their edgier, styles of rings. So I am considering making my own ring yeah, just considering. So in a way, I'm not having a particular luxury brand ring on my radar. Lux monologue, 2 questions as well. What is a good luxury crossbody bag with a zipper closure, no flap? I have 2 bags that come to mind. Firstly is the LV Odeon bag. I think it's Odeon bag. That has a zipper top and a pretty good kind of flap saddle style bag. And I remember hearing some good reviews about that bag. LV actually has quite a lot of this kind of zipper closure bag. I wonder if you would consider the new Speedy 20 as a crossbody bag, because with the new and improved, zip that goes around the edge, as well as a slightly smaller so it's not too bulky, I think that would make a really good crossbody bag. Your other question, will you repurchase the Dior 30 Montaigne, maybe in leather version this time? Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna say never. I did like that boxy shape and that whole look. Maybe if I was done with buying from Hermes, then I would go and look again at Dior. It's very expensive, Dior stuff that I feel just not worth paying that price. But I'm gonna say never, and leather would definitely be something that I would go for. Kinda Dolce, how long did you have to wait for a B25 after spending the required amount? Okay, for my first bag, I actually got it quite fast, within, really quickly. Not very long after I spent the right amount, and maybe I was lucky, circumstance was at the right place, right time. They just got stock in. My SA saw it and grabbed it for me, and I got the approval because I did spend the required amount. So I got it really quickly right after. Hu Min Chung, tattoo tour, please. Maybe one day, okay? Maybe one day if I go for like a holiday, if I'm vlogging and we are at the beach, I can ask my husband to maybe take my bag, because really most of my tattoos are at the back. Deluxe Tribute, thoughts on Delvaux, highly underrated luxury brands whose quality is on par with Hermes. Okay, so Delvaux, I have actually talked about Delvaux in several videos. I think we've done on our luxury live show as well. I have seen it as well in store. Feel it's like Takashimaya in Singapore. Beautiful bags. Oh, I actually saw it in Marina Bay Sands as well. Yeah, as I was saying, beautiful bags, very well made, a little heavy. That's the only thing I have to say about some of their bags. The other brand that I would say at par with Hermes in terms of quality, the leather that they use, is Loewe as well as Moana. Cindy Sin, which second-hand shop do you sell your luxury bags to? I use several resellers or consignment places to sell my luxury bags. One is Love Lots Luxury. I use them. I have also used Finkelpuff for some of my Hermes bags. And, well, I also sell them myself on my own platform on IG. 2 more questions. Overjoyed. Are there any bags you always wanted but will never get, and why? I really don't want to say never, but I feel like it's pretty close to never, is the Lady Dior. It is like my never-ending journey with this bag. Visited multiple Lady Diors, gone and tried the same bag multiple times, but I always walk out without the bag. And every time I try the bag in store, I feel it clashes with me. Just the look, the feel, the whole bag. And I always bring it down to the fact that I just haven't found the right Lady Dior, but it's been long enough that I'm close to never ever getting it. And I feel like I want it just because it's so iconic in the Dior house. And it's just, everybody seems to say, you gotta get yourself a Lady Dior. Maybe that's in my head that I think I just need to get a Lady Dior. But I'm not in love with it. And that's probably why I also end up walking out without the bag. Another bag that I also had a little journey on searching for the right version but I never found it, and I don't think I'll ever get it, even though I just recommended it in the beginning of this video, is the Neverfull. I ended up buying the Foray La Page version. I don't know. It's a bag that I just never found looked good on me. Very functional, great for, you know, carrying a lot of things, but it always looked a little odd on me. And I thought maybe it's the design, like the classic monogram just didn't work out for me. But I tried it with the Japanese pattern on it once. I've tried it with the Tahitian, tried so many versions of like limited edition Neverfulls. But yeah, still today, in my head I want, but I still don't have it, and it's long enough, okay? This is long enough, like 20 years of buying LV. I still don't have a Neverfull. Last question from Jess Full Stop. Thoughts on the LV tennis collection? It's cute, it's very sporty, it's very my style. I do like the ready-to-wear in this collection. I like the kind of you know, band and with the skirt and the top. It's very fun and sporty. Can't really remember any of the bags right now, like off the top of my head. But I do remember like glancing through some of the ready-to-wear, and I like it. It gives me a bit of like Adidas vibes with the whole band. So those are all the questions for this month's Q&A. Thank you again to everyone for giving me your questions. Again, I love doing Q&As. They are so easygoing, they're fun, they're casual. I don't have to wear any makeup. I can just be myself and answer your questions. So if you enjoy this kind of content as well, I do hope you will give this video a thumbs up. Hope you subscribe and join me on this channel. I do all kinds of other videos, luxury handbag review videos, and makeup and skincare. So if you enjoy that kind of content, I do hope you will join and come back again for my next video. Otherwise, everyone, please take care, stay safe, and I will see you in my next one.